Deep beneath the crystalline towers of New Singapore, where the Confederation's oversight was supposedly absolute, Dr. Maya Chen worked in a laboratory that officially didn't exist. Her fingers danced across holographic displays as she fine-tuned the quantum field matrices that would either revolutionize human spaceflight or tear their secret project apart at the atomic level. Maya. Commander James Harrison's voice broke through her concentration. The Confederation's quarterly inspection is in 6 hours. How close are we? She didn't look up from her work. Almost there. The gravitational dampeners are finally stabilizing. We've solved the quantum entanglement issue that was preventing the drive from achieving full power. The massive underground facility housed humanity's greatest secret, the Aurora. From the outside, it appeared to be a standard heavy cruiser built to Confederation specifications. But appearances, like so much else in their carefully constructed facade, were deceiving. For 3 years, they had worked under the guise of building a simple patrol vessel, one of many allowed by the Confederation's strict quotas. In reality, they were creating something unprecedented, a warship that combined stolen Confederation technology with uniquely human innovations. Harrison moved to the observation window, gazing at the Aurora's sleek hull. The overseers suspect nothing. No, Maya replied, finally looking up. Our energy signatures match their approved patterns perfectly. The quantum masking field is holding. She allowed herself a small smile. They're so convinced of their technological superiority, they never consider we might be capable of deceiving their sensors. The Confederation had arrived on Earth 15 years ago, bringing their gifts of advanced technology and membership in their galactic community. The price had been humanity's independence, wrapped in the pretty bow of protective oversight. No unauthorized technological development. No unrestricted space travel. No military vessels beyond basic patrol craft. But they had underestimated human ingenuity and determination. "Show me," Harrison said, moving to her workstation. Maya pulled up the schematics, highlighting the innovations that made the Aurora unique. We've integrated the captured Confederation quantum core with our own developments in neural interface technology. The ship can respond to crew commands at the speed of thought. The hull is laced with metamaterials that can adapt their properties in real time, making us virtually invisible to standard detection methods. And the weapons. That's where it gets interesting. She brought up another display. We've reversed engineered their energy weapon designs, but added our own twist. Instead of pure energy beams, we're using quantum entangled particles. When they impact a target, they create microscopic ruptures in space-time. Their shields won't know what hit them. Harrison nodded slowly. Because they've never considered using quantum mechanics as a weapon. Exactly. They use it for communication, power generation, faster than light travel. But they see quantum manipulation as too unpredictable for weapons. Too dangerous. She gestured at the equations floating before them. We've made it predictable. A soft alarm chimed, warning them of approaching surface transports. The quarterly inspection was beginning early. They're ahead of schedule, Harrison muttered. How long do you need? 20 minutes to complete the final calibrations. Then we can seal everything behind the quantum masks. He nodded grimly. You have 15. I'll head up to coordinate the reception team. Try to slow them down. As Harrison left, Maya returned to her work with renewed urgency. Around her, dozens of engineers and technicians moved with practiced efficiency, securing equipment and activating the elaborate deceptions that had kept their true work hidden for so long. The Aurora represented humanity's refusal to accept subjugation, no matter how benevolent it appeared on the surface. They had played the part of the grateful, primitive species, accepting the Confederation's guidance and restrictions, all while preparing for the day they would show the galaxy that humanity would not be contained. Maya completed the final calibrations with 2 minutes to spare. As the quantum masks engaged, transforming their advanced systems into seemingly simple Confederation-approved technology, she placed her hand against the cold metal of the ship's hull. Soon, she whispered, Soon we show them what humanity is truly capable of. Above, the Confederation inspectors would find exactly what they expected: a compliant human facility building an unremarkable patrol vessel. They would never suspect that beneath their feet, a revolution was taking shape. The Aurora would change everything. One ship, carrying humanity's defiance and determination, would shatter the Confederation's carefully maintained order. They just needed the right moment to strike. As Maya joined the other engineers in the observation room to watch the inspection, she caught Harrison's eye. He gave her a subtle nod. They were ready. The game of deception would continue a little longer, but soon, very soon, the galaxy would learn that humanity's submission had been the greatest deception of all. The moment they had prepared for arrived sooner than expected. Maya was running a final diagnostic on the Aurora's quantum drive when the emergency alerts began blaring throughout the facility. All personnel to battle stations. Harrison's voice echoed through the ship's neural interface. This is not a drill. The Confederation fleet is moving to seize control of Earth's orbital defense grid. Maya rushed to the bridge, her mind already linking with the Aurora's systems through her neural implant. The massive view screens showed chaos unfolding in orbit. Confederation warships dropping out of quantum space, their weapons charging. They found something, Harrison said as she took her station. One of our other research facilities must have been compromised. His face was grim. They're moving to lock down the entire planet. Then it's time. Maya's fingers flew across her console, disabling the quantum masks that had hidden their true capabilities. Throughout the ship, advanced systems hummed to life, no longer constrained by the need for secrecy. Harrison nodded, taking the command chair. All hands, prepare for emergency launch. Dr. Chen, status of the quantum drive. Ready for full power. Neural interfaces are online and synchronized. Weapon systems are hot. The massive underground bay doors began to open above them. Through the neural link, Maya could feel the Aurora's eagerness, like a predator finally unleashed. The quantum core pulsed with barely contained energy. Launch, Harrison ordered. The Aurora shot upward with impossible speed, its metamaterial hull already adapting to deflect detection. They broke atmosphere in seconds, the ship's advanced inertial dampeners making the violent acceleration feel like nothing more than a gentle ascent. Multiple Confederation vessels detecting us, Maya reported. They're scrambling to identify us. Good. Harrison's voice was steel. Let's show them what they've been missing. Target the nearest heavy cruiser. Minimal power to the quantum weapons. We don't want to reveal everything just yet. Maya selected their target, feeling the weapons align through her neural link. The Confederation cruiser was massive, bristling with conventional energy weapons. Its captain was probably expecting an easy victory over primitive human technology. Fire. The quantum-entangled particles streaked across space, invisible to conventional sensors. They impacted the cruiser's shields and passed through them as if they weren't there. Microscopic space-time ruptures blossomed across the ship's hull, causing cascading systems failures. The massive vessel went dark, drifting helplessly in space. By the void, an alien voice cut across all frequencies. What manner of weapons are these? Attention Confederation Fleet, Harrison broadcast, his voice calm and measured. This is Commander James Harrison of the Earth ship Aurora. Your attempt to seize control of Earth ends now. Withdraw or face the consequences. The response was predictable, a barrage of energy weapons from multiple ships. But the Aurora was already moving, its neural interface allowing it to react at the speed of thought. The metamaterial hull shifted, absorbing and redirecting the energy attacks. They're coordinating, Maya warned, trying to box us in. Harrison smiled. Just as we predicted. Execute maneuver theta. The Aurora's quantum drive engaged, but instead of jumping to faster than light speed, it created a localized field of quantum uncertainty. To the Confederation ship's sensors, the Aurora appeared to be in multiple places simultaneously. Maya watched in satisfaction as their attacks went wild, the confused ships firing at phantom targets. Quantum uncertainty field is stable. Their targeting systems can't compensate. Target their command ship, Harrison ordered. Full power this time. Let's show them exactly what they're dealing with. The quantum weapons powered up to maximum. This time, when they struck, the space-time ruptures were large enough to be visible. Reality itself seemed to crack around the Confederation flagship. Its quantum core went into emergency shutdown, leaving the massive vessel dead in space. Impossible. The alien commander's voice was filled with disbelief. These weapons, this technology, you cannot possess these. You assumed we couldn't develop beyond your restrictions, Harrison replied. That was your first mistake. Here's your last warning. Withdraw your forces from Earth space, or we'll be forced to demonstrate more of our impossible capabilities. The remaining Confederation ships began to pull back, their formation broken. On the bridge of the Aurora, the crew watched in tense silence as the alien fleet retreated, jumping to quantum space with their damaged vessels in tow. They'll be back, Maya said quietly, with more ships, better prepared. Harrison nodded. I'm counting on it. But now they know we're not the primitive species they can push around, and we're just getting started. He turned to his crew. Set course for the Arcturus system. It's time to contact our potential allies. As the Aurora prepared for its own quantum jump, Maya ran her hands over her console. They had achieved what many thought impossible, proving that humanity could stand against the Confederation's technological might. But this was just the beginning. The real war was about to begin, and the Aurora would be at its heart, a symbol of humanity's refusal to be subjugated. The galaxy was about to learn that underestimating humans was a dangerous mistake. The Arcturus system's asteroid belt provided perfect cover for clandestine meetings. The Aurora drifted silently among the tumbling rocks, its metamaterial hull reflecting the dim starlight. On the bridge, Maya monitored the quantum signatures of approaching vessels. 3 ships entering the system, she reported, matching the recognition codes we received from the underground resistance. Harrison studied the tactical display. Origins. Interesting mix. 1 Selenari crystal ship, probably from their outer colonies. 1 Vex biomechanical construct. And something I'd never seen before. The quantum signature is completely unique. The 3 vessels emerged from behind a massive asteroid, each distinctly alien in design. The Selenari ship sparkled like a faceted gem, its crystalline structure pulsing with internal light. The Vex vessel appeared almost organic, its living metal skin rippling as it moved. But it was the 3rd ship that drew everyone's attention, a sphere of what appeared to be liquid darkness, somehow maintaining its shape in the vacuum of space. We are receiving transmission requests from all 3 vessels, the communications officer announced. Harrison straightened in his command chair. Put them through. Full spectrum. 3 holographic forms materialized on the bridge. The Selenari ambassador was a being of living crystal, its thoughts expressed through patterns of light. The Vex representative was a towering figure of metal and synthetic flesh, its multiple eyes glowing with artificial intelligence. The 3rd being defied easy description, a shifting mass of shadows that somehow conveyed both form and intelligence. Welcome, Harrison began. I am Commander Harrison of the Earth ship Aurora. We watched your battle against the Confederation fleet. The Selenari's lights pulsed in speech patterns. Most impressive, especially for a species they deemed primitive. The Vex's voice was a harmonic blend of organic and synthetic tones. You have done what none thought possible, demonstrated that the Confederation's technological superiority is a myth they have used to control us all. The shadow being added, its voice like whispers in dark spaces. I am Nexus of the Void Collective. We have waited long for someone to prove the Confederation could be challenged. Maya stepped forward. You've all been fighting them. In secret, like us. Fighting, surviving, developing. The Selenari confirmed. We are the forgotten, species who refuse to accept Confederation dominance. But until now, we lacked the means to coordinate effectively. The Vex gestured, and a stream of data flowed into the Aurora's computers. We bring gifts. Technical specifications, strategic information, star charts marking secret Confederation facilities. And we bring warnings, Nexus added. The Confederation's response to your defiance will be severe. They cannot allow the illusion of their supremacy to be shattered. Harrison nodded grimly. We expected as much. That's why we're here. Earth cannot stand alone against their full might. But together, the Sellenary's lights pulsed brightly. We might achieve what none of us could separately. Maya studied the data flowing into their systems. These technical specifications, they're incredible. The Confederation has been holding back far more than we realized. Of course, the Vex confirmed. They share only what maintains their control, while keeping their true capabilities secret. But we have all developed our own technologies in hiding. The Sellenary's crystal quantum computing, our biomechanical innovations, the Void Collective's dark matter manipulation. Combined with your quantum weapons and neural interfaces, Nexus continued, we could create something unprecedented. Harrison leaned forward. What exactly are you proposing? The three alien representatives shared a look before the Sellenary spoke. A true alliance, not just of resistance forces, but of technological and cultural exchange. The Confederation maintains power by keeping species isolated, dependent. Together, we can break that isolation. They will come for Earth first, the Vex warned. Your open defiance makes you their primary target, but this gives us an opportunity. While their forces focus on you, we can begin coordinating our own forces. Nexus finished, preparing for a larger uprising. Maya's mind raced with the possibilities. The Aurora could serve as a test bed for integrating our various technologies, a prototype for what we could achieve together. Harrison studied each of their potential allies carefully. This goes beyond simple resistance. You're talking about full-scale revolution. The time has come, the Sellenary declared. Your success proves it's possible. The question is, are you willing to be the spark that ignites the flame? The bridge fell silent as Harrison considered. Finally, he stood. Humanity didn't build the Aurora just to protect Earth. We built it to prove that resistance was possible. If you're truly committed to this fight, then we're with you. The alliance was sealed, not with documents or ceremonies, but with an immediate exchange of knowledge and resources. Within hours, the Aurora's systems were being upgraded with crystalline quantum processors and biomechanical enhancements. Maya worked alongside alien engineers, marveling at how their different approaches to technology complemented each other. But even as they worked, long-range sensors detected massive Confederation fleet movements. The response they had warned of was coming, faster and larger than anticipated. The race was on. They needed to complete their modifications and coordinate their forces before the Confederation could bring its full might to bear. The Aurora would need every advantage they could give it for the battles to come. The revolution was about to begin in earnest, and its success would depend on how well these unlikely allies could work together against their common oppressor. The Aurora hung in the shadow of a dying star, its enhanced hull absorbing the fierce radiation. The ship had changed dramatically since the Alliance formed. Crystalline structures now merged seamlessly with its metamaterial surface, while biomechanical enhancements pulsed beneath like living arteries. The bridge itself had evolved, integrating Void Collective shadow technology that allowed them to observe vast sectors of space simultaneously. Maya monitored the quantum field readings with growing concern. They're coming. Massive quantum disturbances across all approached vectors. How many? Harrison's voice was steady, but Maya could feel his tension through their enhanced neural link. At least 30 capital ships, maybe more. She paused, double-checking her readings. There's something else. The quantum signatures. They're different, more powerful than anything we've seen before. The Void Collective representative, Nexus, shifted his shadowy form. They've deployed the arbiters. The what? Harrison turned to their ally, the Confederation's true elite force. Ships powered by something they discovered long ago. Something they've kept hidden from all subject species. The space around them began to distort as the Confederation fleet arrived. The regular warships they were familiar with appeared first, forming a massive sphere around their position. Then came the Arbiters, 5 vessels that defied conventional physics. They seemed to exist partially out of phase with reality, their hulls rippling with colors that hurt to look at. By the void, Maya whispered, "Those energy readings, they're not using quantum technology at all. This is something else entirely." "All Allied ships, battle formation Delta," Harrison ordered. The Aurora had not come alone. A dozen vessels representing their coalition of resistance forces moved into position around it. But against this force, the neural interface crackled with an incoming transmission. The hologram that appeared on the bridge showed a being Maya had never seen before, not one of the known Confederation species, but something far older. Its form seemed to shift between states of matter, both solid and energy at once. Humans, the being's voice resonated directly in their minds. "You have caused quite the disturbance in our ordered galaxy. We had such hopes for your species." "Who are you?" Harrison demanded. "I am Archon Prime, of the true Confederation. What you have known until now was merely our public face. We are far older, far more advanced than you could comprehend." Maya's instruments were going crazy trying to analyze the Archon's ship. "Commander, they're using some kind of dimensional technology. They're not just phase shifting. They're operating partially in another reality." The Archon's form rippled with what might have been amusement. "Clever child. Yes, we discovered the dimensional gates eons ago. They gave us power beyond conventional physics. We have guided the development of countless species, ensuring none would ever threaten our dominion. By keeping them dependent," Harrison replied. "Restricted, enslaved, protected, guided. Evolution must be carefully managed, or chaos results." The Archon gestured, and one of their ships demonstrated its power. It seemed to fold through dimensions, appearing instantly behind one of the resistance vessels and destroying it before anyone could react. "You have 2 choices," the Archon continued. "Surrender now, accept restriction to your own system for the next 1,000 years, and perhaps then we will reconsider your status, or be destroyed utterly, your world quarantined as an example to others." Maya's hands flew across her console, correlating data from their allies' sensors. Something about the dimensional technology's energy signature seemed familiar. Then it hit her. "Commander," she whispered urgently, "the quantum ruptures from our weapons, they're creating the same kind of dimensional instability these ships use. If we can modify the frequency." Harrison understood immediately. Through their neural link, he shared the plan with their allies. They would only get one chance at this. "Here's our answer," he broadcast to the Archon. "Humanity doesn't bow to false gods." The Aurora struck first, its modified quantum weapons targeting the nearest Arbiter ship. The dimensional ruptures created by the attack resonated with the vessel's own technology, creating a cascade effect. For a moment, the ship seemed to exist in multiple realities at once. Then it imploded, taking several nearby vessels with it. Chaos erupted. The resistance fleet moved as one, their technologies combined in ways the Confederation had never anticipated. The Aurora led the charge, its crystalline, enhanced hull shrugging off conventional attacks, while its biomechanical systems adapted in real time to the dimensional threats. But the Arbiters were incredibly powerful. 2 resistance ships vanished into dimensional rifts, while another was torn apart at the atomic level. The Aurora itself shuddered under attacks that seemed to come from multiple realities at once. Through it all, Maya worked frantically, adjusting their weapons' frequency to match the dimensional signatures they were detecting. Each successful hit caused more instability in the Confederation's advanced technology. The Archon's voice boomed through their minds. "Enough. You understand nothing of the powers you're manipulating." "We understand enough," Harrison replied. We understand that your power isn't absolute, that your advanced technology isn't magic. And that's all we needed to know. The battle reached its breaking point as Maya finally achieved perfect resonance. The Aurora's next strike hit the Archon's flagship just as it was phase-shifting between dimensions. The resulting cascade caused a reaction no one could have predicted. Reality itself seemed to tear open around them, revealing glimpses of other dimensions, other possibilities. The Confederation fleet's dimensional technology began to fail catastrophically, their ships either imploding or phasing partially out of existence. "Full power to shields," Maya shouted as the dimensional shockwave approached them. "Brace for impact." The Aurora's combined technologies, human, selenary, Vex, and Void Collective, were tested to their absolute limits as reality warped around them. For a moment that seemed to stretch forever, they existed everywhere and nowhere at once. Then, suddenly, it was over. Where the Confederation fleet had been, there was nothing but scattered debris and fading dimensional distortions. Of the 5 Arbiter ships, only twisted fragments remained, their dimensional technology destroyed by their own hubris. But they had revealed something crucial, the Confederation's greatest secret, and potentially their greatest weakness. The dimensional technology they relied on could be disrupted, could be turned against them. As the Resistance fleet regrouped, counting their losses and assessing damage, Maya turned to Harrison. "This changes everything, doesn't it?" He nodded grimly. "We've proven they can be beaten. But more importantly, we've shown that their power isn't based on incomprehensible magic. It's technology, no matter how advanced. And any technology can be understood, countered, and defeated." The revolution had reached its turning point. The Confederation's mask of invincibility had been shattered, and with it, their ability to maintain absolute control. Now the real war could begin. The revelation of the Confederation's dimensional technology changed everything. Within weeks of the Aurora's victory, the knowledge spread through hidden quantum channels to every suppressed species in the galaxy. The myth of the Confederation's divine right to rule had been shattered, replaced by understanding of their technological advantage and its vulnerabilities. Maya stood on the Aurora's bridge, watching holographic displays of resistance forces mobilizing across the galaxy. Their single ship had grown into a fleet, each vessel incorporating the combined technologies of their alliance. The selenary crystal ships now pulsed with Void Collective shadow tech, while Vex biomechanical cruisers sported human neural interfaces and quantum weapons. "Status report," Harrison ordered, entering the bridge. "The Confederation is pulling back to their core systems," Maya reported. "They've abandoned 30 sectors in the last week alone. Our intel suggests they're trying to consolidate around their dimensional gate network." As expected, he studied the tactical display. "And our forces? Ready. The Selenary have completed the modifications to their crystal matrix fleet. The Vex collective consciousness is fully integrated with our neural network. The Void Collective's shadow ships are in position." She paused. "Earth's shipyards have completed 5 more vessels of the Aurora class." Harrison nodded. "Then it's time. Send the signal." Maya's fingers danced across her console, initiating the quantum broadcast they had prepared. Across the galaxy, resistance forces that had been waiting for this moment sprang into action. The final battle for freedom began not with a single massive engagement, but with hundreds of simultaneous strikes. Every dimensional gate in Confederation space came under attack at exactly the same moment. The Aurora led the assault on their primary hub, the massive installation that controlled their entire network. "Multiple Arbiter ships detected," Maya announced as they dropped out of quantum space near the hub. "They're using their dimensional technology defensively now, trying to phase the gates out of our reach." "Not this time." Harrison opened the neural link to full power, connecting not just with the Aurora's crew, but with the commanders of every ship in their battle group. "All vessels, execute Protocol Omega." The attack they launched was unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Void Collective ships emerged from dimensional shadows the Confederation couldn't detect. Selenary crystal matrices redirected and amplified the quantum rupture effects. Vex biomechanical systems adapted in real time to counter every defensive measure. And at the heart of it all, human intuition and determination guided their combined technologies with devastating effectiveness. The Arbiters fought back desperately, their ships sliding between dimensions, launching attacks from realities humanity had never seen. But the Aurora and its allies were ready. Every dimensional shift was predicted, every attack countered. The resistance forces had spent months studying and preparing for this moment. Their central control nexus is exposed, Maya reported as another Arbiter ship imploded. But something's wrong. These energy readings. The space around the hub began to twist impossibly. The Archon Prime's voice boomed through their minds. If we cannot rule, we will tear reality itself apart. Better oblivion than submission to lesser beings. They're overloading the dimensional gates, Maya shouted. The resonance cascade could rupture space-time throughout the sector. Harrison's response was immediate. All ships, fall back to safe distance. Aurora, prepare for emergency quantum jump directly to the Nexus. Sir, at this range, the dimensional instability would tear us apart before we could reach it. Not if we use everything we've learned. He opened a channel to their allies. We need your help. One final time. Understanding flowed through their neural link. The Allied ships moved into formation around the Aurora, their technologies linking in perfect harmony. Selenary crystals channeled and focused energy. Vex systems adapted their hull structure. Void collective shadow tech wrapped them in protective darkness. The Aurora shot forward, pushing through dimensional distortions that should have annihilated them. On the bridge, Maya's hands flew across her console, making microsecond adjustments as reality itself seemed to fragment around them. They reached the Nexus just as the overload reached critical levels. Now, Harrison commanded. Maya triggered their modified quantum weapons, not to destroy, but to stabilize. The ruptures they created resonated with the dimensional energies, channeling them, controlling them. For a moment, the Aurora existed in all possible realities simultaneously, and then snapped back, bringing the dimensional chaos with it. The overload collapsed in on itself. The Confederation's gate network, the source of their power for so long, went dark. In the silence that followed, the Archon Prime's voice came one final time. But now it was weak, almost confused. What have you done? Freed the galaxy, Harrison replied simply. Your time is over. The revolution spread like wildfire after that. Without their dimensional technology, the Confederation's military advantage evaporated. System after system declared independence. The carefully maintained order of millennia crumbled in weeks. Maya found Harrison in the Aurora's observation deck later, watching distant stars glitter. Hard to believe it's really over, she said. Not over, he corrected. Just beginning. The galaxy's free now. All these species developing in their own ways, working together as equals. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. She smiled. Good thing we've got the right ship for the job. The Aurora continued its patrol of the newly liberated space, a symbol of what could be achieved when different species worked together, when determination and innovation overcame oppression. The lone warship that had started it all had become something far greater, a testament to the power of cooperation, courage, and the unshakable human spirit. And somewhere in the vast darkness between the stars, new adventures waited.